But one day something dropped in his mind and was like, this thing is big. There is a glitter of stars in it, and someone must be controlling something. I see the weather. For the 40 years I have lived, it doesn't change. I know that in this first quarter it's going to be dry. The next quarter is going to be rainy. The last quarter is going to be very cold. There must be someone doing the animation up there and twisting the joystick. That within this, let's paint it here. There must be something. He started believing. And that's when God now appeared to Abraham. He didn't see. First he didn't see. He believed, then he saw. If you're believing for a miracle in your life, in anything, you need to keep your faith vibrant. I know everyone here, most of the guys that I have always encountered, we really have dreams. Very big dreams. And then in the end of the discussion, we are like, man, that thing needs more than $10,000 to start. And then we are like, where is it coming from? And then you go, we try donors. And then in the end, I'm the guy who has been discouraged when I try to get donors. I put you down, I tell you, man, my project was about to come up, but a Nigerian whom I didn't know has turned it down. The donor told me, you know what, Dixon, most of the African name has been spoiled by Nigerians. So I'm trying to locate 10 donors that you need that will donate a specific amount of money you want for 1 year. Everyone is not willing because of another Nigerian who's doing drugs in Europe. I've been turned down 2 times. Even after someone calling you and saying, hey Dixon, I'll take over your project. Then as you're still excited, he writes a mail again, a very long one, trying to convince you. Then you just know that it's not easy to get them. But faith keeps you moving. Yesterday I was watching, how many of you like TD Jakes? He's a guy who really puts something to your nerve, and by the time you finish listening to him, you realize you missed a lot. You should have started listening to him when you're a child. He speaks about believing in God, and he really relates to your life. He will help you know. You may even think like someone told him what you're thinking about. Faith is more than just seeing. It's more than just hearing. It's more of believing. Believing. When I listen to Teban, I listen to Michael, listen to Abdallah. I've not listened to him so much. I listen to this guy. Every one of us have big dreams. You have big projects laid down. You have the content. Everything is down. You have big plans. But those plans will not kick off till you start believing. Negative minds always end up in the negative. Positive minds always find their minds driven by a force. Oprah Winfrey says that there is a force. She fears to say that God. She says there's a supernatural force. It's all true. If you listen to Brandon says there's a divine intervention. Divine intervention. Biblical divine intervention, the Holy Spirit. The rich guys around the world just don't disclose God like that. But they know that He is there. So who are we to stop believing? The greatest critics who are scientists once started believing that there's more than just evolution. There is someone driving life. When I look at myself, I'm from a very poor background. Never dreamt of boarding a plane and coming to a foreign land and living for 3 years. But I've ended up here more than the guys who grew up from a rich background. That was the blessing God put to my family. I didn't pray for it. But maybe my dad once believed that there's a blessing. I always saw him from childhood was a guy who was passionate about God. Passionate, moving on. He could preach in the marketplaces. Anywhere he finds someone, he can talk to you and he will preach to you and he will tell you the truth. He ended up one time when I was here, I came first year, that's when he had his first flight to USA. I was like, Dixon, this is my dream come true. I always saw USA in the atlas because by that time there was no internet in the house. When he went to the US and came back, a friend of his gave him a laptop and everything became well. That's when the Facebook ideas came in now. So many things. He's developed from a senior 2 background, much as he has graduated in the theology school. But when you look at his life, his content now, everything has been fulfilled because of the faith he saw. That is how life is. There's someone gearing it. God bless us as we keep believing.